So happy Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. I know the crowd's a little small. It's okay. On Tuesdays, I'd rather be spending time with my mistress as well. Let's take a look at the markets. I made a small market video update yesterday. Not really much has changed. So I'll just do a quick run through of the big three, Bitcoin, Sol, and ETH, and then we will jump into, your guys' coins. Today, I am not going to take a look at meme coins, okay? I officially am declaring meme coins dead. So if you guys have any meme coins, I'm sorry, we will not be looking at those today. I want to focus on actual coins that will make a impact in the future. So we'll take it from there, all right? Because every single time I do this, it's like predominantly meme coins. So maybe I'll take one or two at the end, but I don't care about Sonic, Obama, Inu, whatever the fuck that is. So let's start with Bitcoin here. Okay. All right. So I mentioned, why is everything changed? One sec. Okay. So I mentioned in my video yesterday that this PA that we're having the past week, week and a half looks very similar. It looks pretty similar to what we have now, right? So this this range here was definitely much longer, right? It was like a 2-month range, and then we have this smaller range here. Now we have FOMC tomorrow, so I expect volatility to kick in before and after, probably go into Thursday, and then eventually Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we end up dying again. Um, what I see happening here is, this candle is a butterfly doji, similar to this one. This one's body's a little bit longer than this one. Body, not wick. Okay, so what a butterfly doji suggests is a trend reversal, especially one that takes liquidity of lows. Okay, so these external lows here were taken, and it's going to look similar. Like if you believe that this market is, to make another leg higher, then this would most likely be your setup, right? We had the swing failure just like we did back here, stops below the lows, and then you target much higher. Same thing here. Um, if you think the market goes higher, we shouldn't go below this low here. I don't want to see us go below the low, because what this signals, like, if I'm not much into Elliott waves, but if you're taking a look at it from an Elliott wave standpoint, right? If we had this little consolidation here, and this starts the uptrend, okay, you have something like this, right? And then you have a three-wave move down, right? You have your um, A, B, C, right? And then if this truly holds here, then this could be potentially the start of the next wave. Whoops, not A, B, C, but right, this should be the start of, if this holds, the last leg up till whatever, right? So we don't want to close down below here. Let me get rid of these numbers really quickly. We don't want to close down below here, because if we do, then this most likely chops more and we'll go back down to the 90K level. This is currently putting in a little broadening wedge. So just like I mentioned in my video, lose this level. Like this is where you want to be long. However, we are at resistance. This level here, I'd like us to get above and hold above. Yesterday's close was literally right on it. I want us to get above it and then, start that little move up. Now, low time frame, right? Like this just looks like chop. this was your support level. We're reclaiming it and turning it, but like this is not worth trading for Bitcoin. There are better coins to trade. Actually, to my better, better yet, you shouldn't be trading this market right now until FOMC is completely done. If this is to go up, this is what you want to see. You want to see, maybe we'll get lucky if we get one quick sweep down, right? Oops. If this comes down here, comes into this order block, right, and then starts up, putting in another higher low. If we don't get that higher low, then above this level, we'll go higher. Our low time frame resistance comes here at this little supply zone. So you will see rejections met there. Draw the fibs. Okay, so very strong resistance here at this 105, 106 level. Now this is the level, like above 106, okay, above this level, which we haven't yet flipped to support, just a bunch of rejections. Above this 106 level, then I would say that we will go to new highs. But until then, you're going to treat it as, as a little mini range here. 106 is your typical range highs. So taking a short from this golden pocket, possibly to the 786 fib, stop losses above like 108.8, right? And then you're going to play the range as such. Okay. Stop loss would be below the low that was put in yesterday. So something like this, okay? If we get that move down, this is going to be a scalp long. You don't want to risk much with FOMC tomorrow. I don't know if we get the move down today, but it's worth taking along if you think we're going to go higher. That is the only area. Otherwise, this doesn't happen. You are looking for this 90K level again to hold. Okay. And I'd probably go with, a daily soft stop loss. Okay. Because we can easily come and sweep these lows. But daily soft stop loss, because again, like I said, sweep and then reclaim, that would go higher. So when we have, wicks like this that are untouched, what I personally suggest is if you're going to set limit orders here at the lows here, go in with smaller size, wait for the sweep to happen, and then you get a reaction once these lows are swept and reclaimed. Then you have an SFP of these lows, right? Just like this SFP of this low was taken. Wait for those sweeps, wait for the reclaim of the range lows, and then you can add more to your size, place your stop loss below whatever wick is created. You have easy invalidation, tight risk to reward, and then you target much higher. Okay, but like I said, this only comes if this low is lost. Otherwise, currently you're looking for this 4-hour play. So let me go ahead and post both of these charts. BTC 4-hour, and here is the daily. Other than that, there's really not much to play, right? Like if we're going to start this 5-wave structure up, similar to what we do here, right? If you take a look at how tops end, okay, you're going to end like this. Okay, so if we start that 5-wave structure up, right, this is, let's say it holds here, okay, something like that. Okay, then again, this would most likely be that top structure. Again, I've said this before and I'll say it again, my top targets for this run is around 120 to 130K, in between that. If we go higher, great. Invalidation of my plan is consolidation above the 120, 125K level, right? Just like, we have this break out, right? Consolidation like this above that 120, 130, 120, 125, then I'm, then I'm wrong. All right, but I'm gonna stick to my plan as I've been preaching for the past 4 to 5 months. I said back then, we have another 3 to 6 months left of the cycle, and that ends around April. So I'll put this here, however you guys want to interpret that. Okay. It was a quick draw. I'm not drawing complete Elliott waves. It was just a quick little drawing. Now let's take a look at ETH. If I were to draw Elliott waves, I'd be wasting my time because they're garbage. All right. So ETH, again, plan still remains here. Let me go to a clean chart. Same chart, like I've drawn this. So same plan here, right? Simple PO3. Invalidation is below this 3K level for me. I've been stuck long in this for a while, right? You have accumulation, manipulation, expansion, well, distribution, right? And I'm honestly looking for this. I'm technically long from higher. I did not add to my position when we had that sweep. Support's been doing its job. Let me make that black. Once you go black, you can't go back. So there is that support, right? So you want this to stay above 3K. Below, and I'm talking about daily closures. Daily closures below 3K, then you'll most likely see a move into this demand zone here. So this is it, right? We have a falling wedge here. Structure is still down. We don't have a market structure break, right? If you want clean longs on ETH, then you have to wait until this $3,500 level is reclaimed and flipped to support. Other than that, you're just technically gambling and trying to catch knife falls, right? Lower lows, lower highs, and structure-wise tells us we go into another lower low, and then hopefully, another ad that you can, or another area where you can possibly look for safe longs is, let's say, this goes and make another lower low, right? Comes back up, makes its first lower high, then you can go in with a long and stops below whatever lower low it created and target higher. That's a very tight invalidation point, but until then, right, like this is just bleeding and so is the market. I'm hoping ETH runs, and I guess so does everyone else. I think when it does run, it'll put a pretty hated rally, but everyone can also see that this might be putting in a head and shoulders. I'm not going to call it a head and shoulders because I want this neckline to break and turn into resistance, just like how everyone was calling head and shoulders on Bitcoin over here, right? Everyone was calling for head and shoulders. Neckline, like it had a sweep, but we didn't break the neckline to turn into resistance, and then had this move up. So this is just a meme pattern, and I will always treat it as such. Okay, so again, wait for this level to be reclaimed and flipped. That's your first trigger if you want a safe long. Stop losses are to be determined. You can long now with invalidation below 3K on the daily, which I'm still long from 33.20ish. Otherwise, you are waiting for the lower low to be created. Hopefully, a move up and creates another higher, its first higher low, signaling a potential reversal. Then you could long that with your stops below the low that was created. All right, so nothing has really changed. But if this does break out, I eventually do think it's going to break the 3,500 threshold, and technical targets of whenever the breakout happens, let's say it's here, is around, at this moment, the high is around 4,100-ish. Okay, so if I was to take possible shorts, let's draw some fibs. Okay, now this is the one that I would most likely take. right? You have the order block, you have, let me change this to yellow. Okay, order block with the golden pocket confluence. You also have, some resistance here. Okay, so I take shorts in this area. Stop loss around 38.15ish, and I can draw this down to 0. You're just going to take profits at levels of support. Okay, that is a possible entry for an ETH short. So I'll put these here. And last but not least, everyone's favorite cuck coin, right? Solana. So Sol looks pretty toppy. Like if it is to run, it has to be from here, right? It had the structure change. Technically, right? This was the last lower low. It put in a higher low. This is the exact trigger that I was talking about with ETH, right? Once it puts in a lower low, then that first lower high, you're going to long with your stops below whatever low is created, okay? Now, this one had the structure change and it's still holding up, right? We made a higher high and it can come all the way down here and still make a higher low. But the thing with this is if we take a look at Sol ETH, and I'll take a look at Sol BTC as well, right? Understanding when a coin is going to outperform Bitcoin is very crucial. When Bitcoin is going down, you want to take a look at the BTC pairing to see if it's going to continue higher, right? We had an SFP of these highs, but we were also at resistance. When the BTC pairing is at resistance and the Sol chart is also at resistance, okay, when Bitcoin goes down, that coin is ultimately fucked, okay? So you don't want to long anything when both pairings are at resistance, right? Same with the ETH pairing, right? Resistance. So what this chart is telling me is as Sol is going down, okay, ETH is holding relatively well compared to Sol. So is this a rotational trade? I think so. That's why I sold half of my long-term bags of Sol into ETH. If ETH goes up, this will marginally go up, but this chart looks very bearish, okay? Same with this chart. Yes, we had an SFP of the lows here, and if this is to run, like I said, this would be the trade if you believe that this would run, okay? SFP, and here is your range, okay? Break that, then it probably goes to okay. It probably goes to first the SR point here all the way down to maybe like here. All right. So around 218 down to a little bit higher than this, but this order block start. Okay. So if you really want to buy Sol, this would be your area. Otherwise, fall below this, then it's basically over, right? I think that the top for Sol is most likely in on this high, manipulation by the Trump coin, right? And to be fair, like or hate the guy, don't care your views on that. You guys all know my viewpoint, but that coin destroyed the market, right? I'm going to put that fairly in square. That coin destroyed the market because I went back to check my video that I made before that coin was released, and a lot of the setups looked great. We were poised to run much higher. All right, that coin destroyed the market by sucking all the liquidity and putting on a garbage show for the rest of the world to see. So if you really believe that the mark Sol is going to pop, this would be the area to do so. Okay, between 219 and down to 190 ish. Okay, but if you think that we're going to run from here, this is your very tight setup, and you play the range until so. Okay, I'm honestly not really interested. If I were to take longs, I'm not really interested in Sol. I think longs on ETH are better, but again, FOMC, and I'd rather just sit on my hands on leverage than trying to get into something just because you have that itch, right? But this would be your okay closures below here, and if you think this goes higher, the risk to reward is shit, but if you get bits filled here, it lowers your spot average down to whatever. And this is, if you think this goes to $300 or plus, this would be your setup, right? And you can draw whatever that fits your narrative, just a little rising channel here. So it makes sense to come down here, go up if you really believe it, and play it as such. So let me go ahead and put these. This is your spot buy zone. Okay. And if we go back to this resistance, it's a short, but you can also take another short at this order block too. If you hear dogs barking, it's my crazy bitch. So he's going through heat and driving me insane. All right, so something like that. Okay, so let me go ahead and put both of these. Yeah, I think if this goes down to I mean, play the trend until broken, right? But it's getting weaker and weaker. Okay, so those are my big three. I will open up the floor, whatever coins you want. Again, no meme coins, please. Let's take a look at some actual coins, but everything is red except Ondo. Ondo had news. I think they're having a summit, and I'm foolish for closing my Ondo position because I closed it for like 4 or 2 cents or 2%, when in fact it did well. RSUSDT. Someone made a coin for Neil on Pump Fun. Neil had his own coin, and like the liquidity was like 80K. And I was like, what in the actual fuck? How do you have 80K for a coin? If you send, if you guys make a coin for me, my that is my Sol address. Don't send. I will burn every single coin you guys send me. By the way. Thanks, Ash. Yeah, I'm very busy. Like, I work about 15-hour days right now with tax season. And I'm traveling next week. I just got back from New York Sunday night, and I'm heading back next week to Michigan, Florida, and somewhere else I don't know yet. All right, let's take a look. Sui. So Sui has lost structure. Okay. Let me show this coin. Okay. So the reason why I placed bids where I did and I closed it is because you had a rising channel. And let me remove these. These don't mean anything. Okay, but looking at this on the 3-day, and again, right, if you guys have been taking my class or watching how I play, The breakdown and retest is the thing that you guys are waiting for confirmation to short, right? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches of the trend line. It gets weaker and weaker with every single touch. You had the breakdown, there's the retest, and that would have been, your short opportunity. Now, SUI most likely is going to go much lower. The demand comes in this box here. Okay. The reason for that is because SUI BTC also lost the trend. So remember, if the BTC pairing is garbage, okay, the USDT pairing would also be hit hard if Bitcoin were to go down. And the next major support for the BTC pairing, okay, comes down here. That would translate to about, somewhere in this box in this range here, okay? So let's take a look. If I were to go, this gave way once we had the bearish engulfing, well, we had a bearish engulfing candle here, right? It started the whole entire trend down. Another bearish engulfing candle, but also on a lower time frame. This is what I gave my class. Is trend was lost here. Okay, you had higher highs and lows. Okay, here is your low, made a lower high, closed below, creating that lower low, right? And then at that point, structure changed, and that is where I would have gotten out or at least open up a head short if you are in this coin from spot long. Now, if I'm looking at this and where I want to get in, if I were to get in, I personally am not interested in this coin anymore, right? But this would be where multiple touches here, so it's weaker. But if I were to draw, it bounced exactly where it had to, right? At the 786 fib. So playing it again there down to 319. This would most likely be a spot position because this is still in a downtrend. So going back up, I don't know if we go back up that high. I definitely short the shit out of this, but this is still in a downtrend. So treating this another lower high made, wherever that is, rejection, then you could look for a possible short. But right now, this would most likely be your setup if you get it. If ETH runs, this will run not as strong, but the whole market bounced yesterday, and from the lows, this got a 14% bounce. So maybe come back down, create some type of double bottom, right? If you're taking it leverage, most likely your play would be this. Wait for these lows to be swept, in my opinion, because multiple touches here, right? Wait for these lows to be swept, close above, long stops below. Otherwise, you can take this on spot, targeting that. Okay. I think there will be better opportunities until this reclaims bullish structure or until this looks a little bullish. There's no reason to long this coin. Just short it on every impulse up. Okay, so let me put that there. Well, let me put this one first. The 4-hour sweep. Injective. Well, Injective has lost the trend line. Like I said, a lot of alts don't look great, but Injective yesterday rejected from the bearish retest. Very crucial level to hold here. I'm just bearish. Like I don't see any reason to be bullish on a lot of these alts. The market is just sad, and it's aged me so much. But this is your order block that it needs to hold. Yeah, 786 falls right on the support here. Like it needs to hold this area. So if you think that, we get a bounce, this is it, right? Spot, this would be again most likely a spot position because these are very wide, right? Multiple bounces from this crucial support, daily closures below here. Um, we had daily closures, but like daily closures turn this into resistance. This probably starts its way down. But again, there hasn't been a clean structure change here. This was your structure break. Okay, so it's still in a downtrend. But if you think this bounces, this is the area to bounce from. So this would be a spot play, but on a lower time frame, right? I'd be looking for something like any impulsive move back up into here is a short. Okay. But longs, I don't really see any longs until maybe if we do get a deep move down. Like I said, this is one long that you can take. Otherwise, down into this order block is your next one with a very, very tight stop loss. As a trader, you must have no bias. I can be, bullish today, bearish tomorrow. Um, yeah. ADA. Okay, just like other coins here as well, right? We had the sweep of the lows with the dip yesterday. So, if it is to bounce, it is to here, but right. Trend has been lost. You have a very strong supply zone here. Okay, so if the market gets a move down, then playing that previous stops below the wick. Nasty, nasty coin. The American Disability Act. So that's first long. That order block played out perfectly. Let me see something. I mean, if this coin gets completely hosed, that's where you want to bid. But let me go to a lower time frame. Play that. Right, again, still in a downtrend. We haven't changed anything. Again, looks like a possible double bottom. Right, that's where I'd be looking to long. That support needs to hold. Stop loss below. And if this double bottom does confirm, right, TP1, TP2, TP3 if we get there. Alts, or not alts, ETH needs to kick up for these coins to run. If Bitcoin goes up, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you why in a second. The reason why is BTC dominance. Okay, let me get my class notes really quickly. Well, not class notes, but this picture. Okay. So what's happening here is dominance is increasing, right? Very bullish. We actually closed, or we're about to close in the next 3 hours above this resistance, this crucial point. Okay, technical targets of this is around 63%. If this puts new highs, alts are completely hosed. But dominance increasing, right? Bitcoin price decreasing. This is what happens, right? Alts get hosed completely, okay? But dominance increases, Bitcoin increases, alts decrease, right? So we're here. If we want alts to run, Bitcoin needs to either one, stabilize it, right, and accumulate in a horizontal fashion, not in a downtrend, and dominance need to decrease, okay, and either alts increase or Bitcoin needs to slowly and steadily make a vertical accumulation, so something like this, and I'm talking slowly and steadily, okay, ETH to run and dominance to decrease. Okay, so either this deviates and comes back down, bounce from the trend line again, but if this continues to grind higher, like I said, technical targets is around 63.5, then we're just going to be sitting in blood, right? Like right now, dominance is increasing, alts are getting completely hosed. So this isn't a time to long anything. In fact, it isn't even a time to accumulate um, spot positions. It's better to be late and have confirmation, right, than trying to catch knives and be invalidated if price goes completely lower. So be patient. If anything, right, like you can't just short here because we were at rejection, so or at resistance back then when we started the class. That's where I would have shorted, but it's too late to short now. If anything, you short on impulses up. Okay. Neil's coin was, is that a coin? Flu? No, it's not. XRP. Farcoin's a meme coin. I'll chart it in my class, but not here. All right. Okay. XRP had a breakout. Now it's the retest point. They had some news come out today which caused, this to happen, but right, simple range here for XRP. Okay. So we had a deviation and reclaim. If XRP is to run here, you want this retest to be successful. So 4-hour closes above this line, next one opens, and then you take a long with stops somewhere below, like there. Otherwise, we are looking for a pushback down to the support here and play something like that. Okay, drawing fibs. I don't know how deep Bitcoin has to go for us to get this. I mean, this morning we were at 320-ish and Bitcoin was at 103.4. Bitcoin dropped 2K and this only went down 12 cents. So if we were to apply math, right, another 2K down, another 12 cents. Yeah, I'd go with this one. I don't want us to go down here because that would again signal a trend change. But if it goes there and it confirms some type of double bottom, like a lot of other coins, that's when you want to long. I probably wouldn't long the golden pocket here because there's no confluence, but yeah, at least with this one, you do have confluence. Let's go to a lower time frame. Right. If we go back down here, then you do have something like right double bottom. Now this needs to form first, like it needs to have some type of U shape like this, right? Once that U shape forms, then that's when you can get long. Otherwise, this would be a very risky limit order. XRP. This was a 4-hour, by the way, okay? So, you know what? I'll put it on the 4-hour. Don't hate me, but how about orange head coin? Melania? Yeah. All right, the problem with this is I need more data. One sec. Let me go on Dex Screener. Because it's very hard to chart this coin when, like, I just want to show you guys, right? Like you guys saw that, right? You guys saw this. It's very hard to do anything with this coin. Oh, that's MAGA Trump. Even dumber name than Trump. Um. Oh, it really dumb. Okay, one sec. Search. All right. Bear with me. It's very hard to do TA on this. I just don't have anything. All right. So, crucial level to hold here, right? 25 point or 25 is crucial support, okay? And this is having a clear range. So this either comes down. Now this coin, like I said, is very hard to do TA on because this is just based on, you know, him opening his mouth and saying something or Trump doing something. At that point, maybe it runs, but it's very hard to do TA. Like it's going right? Order block, right? We're getting rejections from it. Ooh, that's cool. But this either comes back down here and puts an inverse head and shoulders. So if we're possibly looking for longs, like this needs to just play the range. Okay, so something like that. But below 25, it's very hard to see where it's going to pump. So let me post this really quickly. And let's go to a lower time frame. Hmm. Just want to see something. The power of fibs. Lows to highs, golden pocket bounced perfectly, bounced again. 786 fib is the next strong reversal point, so that's where I'd be looking to play it. You can also add the 886. Can I not? Wow, so ironic, right? Like you draw fibs on the Trump coin, looks like a pride flag. I knew he was gay. Um, so I'd be looking to play, if we break down here, possibly 23 down to 18. But the golden or the 786 fib is going to be a bounce point. So it's just very hard to do TA on this coin. But I'd be looking to short the range, play the range until broken, right? Stupid shitcoin. Something like that. We'll talk about the lower levels next, but 786 fib is the next one you go for, and then the 886. All right. 2022 Archmeister would have killed himself. He saw. Oh yeah, I would have killed myself if I hate this guy so much, but I'm not gonna let my political views get in the way of this going to zero. Where am I going? All right. What other coins am I looking at? I got time for a few more. Ondo. Thank you. Someone brought that up. I didn't want to bring it up because I'm upset. So this one is only up because of the bullish news they had. And by the way, the bullish news that they had is they're having some type of summit. Yes, I'll take a look at LDO next. Um, they have some type of summit. I don't know what it is, but you had the falling wedge structure. There's the breakout. There's the retest. And again, what I was saying with ETH and the structure, right? Like goes up, comes back down, puts in another higher low here. And by the way, taking a look at this and looking at structure with when coins have wicks, it's pretty in a way deceiving. So if you guys just change to line charts, you can take a look and cleaner, right? Because these don't have wicks included. Okay, so just a little trick that I thought I'd share with you guys. But you see, right? Um, Back to candles. Let's start fresh. Why am I looking? Okay. So not really interested in this coin until this level is flipped to support, right? We see how strong it is, and we can also possibly say that this could be a potential bear flag, right? Structure still hasn't changed on this impulse up, or sorry, impulse down, right? Higher high, low, high, lower low, into a lower high, right? Into a lower low, into, again, potential lower high. Above here, right, then you can look for safe longs. But until then, it's putting in another lower high here, okay? So above this is where I'd be looking to get long, and setup would look maybe not above there, maybe a reclaim, because I know retests could take some while, and you might get like a close above and have these nice little wicks. So maybe a close above here on the daily, and your stops would be something. You have to go to a lower time frame once that happens to find your stops, but if we were to place it right now, it would be somewhere here. Okay, that is, let me post that daily chart because I'm going to trickle down. So that is a confirmation play. Okay, very important level to get a close above. Now, if we go to a lower time frame, this just makes it so hard when it's a slow grind up. Let me see. I probably look for longs. You have the trendline confluence, you have the golden pocket, so something. Now, I don't know how the market's going to do tomorrow FOMC, so if you are taking any plays, just go in it with smaller position sizing, but something like that, right? Entry around 1.32ish, DCA around 1.29, stops below the previous low. You target the top of this wedge. Um, Shorts, I have no idea. You have so many areas where you could possibly take shorts. These wicks are a little annoying, but most likely I'd be looking to short if we get back into this resistance zone. Something like, again, top of this wedge here, something like that, and then back down to the extended wedge if we get it. I don't see much in the market right now. It's gonna Volatility will be low throughout, but then you'll have some spike points where um, there's going to be decent volatility to trade. But again, I don't have the patience or the time to trade those lower time frames. But this is what I would be doing. What is this again? Ondo 4 hour. LDO. So coins like LDO, OP, AVE, right? These are all ETH betas. So they will pump if ETH pumps, right? Like we saw from yesterday's lows to, or not yesterday, yeah, yesterday's lows to the highs, right? 7%, whereas ETH, yeah, yesterday's low. ETH did roughly the same, but as you saw, LDO almost 8%, whereas ETH put 6.5. So if you, let's say, don't want to long ETH because it's a little bit more expensive, then you can focus on those ETH betas, right? And right now, LDO, let's do the trickle down method. Not very good. It took out the internal highs here. Here's the external. Okay. Clear range. Okay, here's your range. This maybe goes back down to this one's risky, this one's tricky as well. Yeah, I was gonna say play in between there. I was just trying to find the best place to get long because I don't like this. Yeah, I probably play like 1 point. Okay. Go in with a very light entry at, I mean, if you want to. Again, safest bet would be this golden pocket area right here between 1.7 to 1.67. But in the event that we don't get that, and this is a down structure, okay, we have broken trend, lower low into a lower high. Theoretically, we go down to make a lower low. We come down here, people think it's a head and shoulders, right? We get a little bounce. So starting entry around 1.775 very lightly. DCA around 1.7 to 1.67. So in between there. Stop loss under 1.61. This would bring your average if everything fills. Now, I don't know if we get a capitulation tomorrow with whatever news, but if everything fills, your average would be like that. TP1 will be the bearish retest point of this trend line, and if we are able to reclaim it, TP2, TP3. Okay, go in very small with size, with sizing, but like that is basically the only thing I see. Otherwise, you're just gonna keep playing the range, right? Here's the range, long range lows. If we get it, target the range highs. It's just been in a simple range since November. That's what I see on a lower time frame. Very, very hard to do any TA on alts because liquidity is sucked from them. But if we do get a move up, right, this whole entire area is for shorting until proven otherwise. Now, if you see ETH go on a complete tear, then maybe don't take the short. But until ETH pulls in a god candle, short's still valid. Okay. So last coin, let's go with Jupe. Didn't Jupe have some bullish news as well? Yikes. I'm afraid to check the daily on this one. Yeah. Last time I did TA and Jupe was in February of last year. Okay. So, not a fan of these candles, right? internal lows were swept, or sorry, internal highs were swept here. Disgusting, disgusting doji there. Trickle down. It's too late to short. Now, if this opens up a bearish engulfing candle on the 12-hour, which ends in 2 hours, maybe a possible short can be taken, just very, very risky. I don't think we go down that low, but the next opportunity for longs, in my opinion, okay, is going to be the mid-range. In the event that we get range lows, then yes, you play the range until broken. Stop loss placement below these wicks. Yep. If this 12-hour closes like that, possible. It has to be a bearish engulfing, right? Like you saw when we had bearish engulfing candles, we just went down, right? So um, at the highs basically. So if this opens up as or closes a bearish engulfing candle, I think that's worth a possible short. If you want a tighter stop, then you can place it. I mean, like that's the only place to put it. Yeah, it's the only short to take. Those are potential 3 plays. But if this continues to break out, doesn't put in a bearish engulfing candle, and it continues to break out, then I'd be looking to short here. Okay, so something like, yeah, if we had drawn those to lows, it rejected perfectly. Golden pocket once, twice. The next one would be the 786 fib. Yeah, got close to it. But I'd short up there. All right, guys, so that is it from me. I will catch you